Feyifeye, and today we're talking about personal growth and discovery, and how to navigate this. So welcome back. We're still on our beautiful mat. We don't have a couch yet or a beanie bag. I'm thinking of a beanie bag. We'll see about that. So let's dive right into it. So when we talk about personal growth, right, what do you think this is not a question. So to be honest, from my own point of view, personal growth requires taking a deep step into a new journey. So it could be moving from a place to another. That part I'll tell you, I've been on that journey recently. It's been realizing that maybe you've already outgrown a space, or you need to develop a character or a skill, whatever it is. You have to sit down and do the work to get there, right? And most of them have similar patterns, right? So it requires hard work. First off, there's this analogy that keeps coming to my mind when I have to make one of these personal growth and self-discovery journey, is that when there's a plant and the plant is not doing well, you don't complain about the plant not doing well. You change the environment, right? You don't say, why is this plant not growing well? Why is it not green? Why is it not blooming flowers? You change the plant. Either you change the plant grass into bigger flowers, or you put fertilizer, you open the windows, or you change it to the sunlight or something. So I started picturing myself like that. Like, I have plants. FYI, I'm a plant mom. Sometimes I check the roots of my plants before I replant them, and I realize that they are choking in the soil. It means that they need a bigger vase, right, for them to expand their roots. And it got to a point in my own life that I realized that was the stage I was in. I was being choked. I couldn't expand my skills as much as I wanted it, because the environment I was in had already perceived me in a certain way. And in order for me to be who I really want to be, who I really am, I needed to move into another growth, another environment that would actually require, that would allow that blooming, if I would say. So to be honest, it is a single step. It takes a lot of work, and it's not an easy thing. What I found is that in order to achieve this kind of goals, it's important to note what your beginning and your end goal is, right? So where do you want to start from? What resources do you need in order to achieve this? See, I have my notes here. If in case you're seeing me looking down, I have my notes here. So you just wake up one day and you realize that it's time for change. It could be in anything. It could be in moving apartment. So mine started small. First I moved apartment, then I changed my foundation. Then gradually I started changing everything around me until I realized that there's still more I needed. That was not enough. I needed like a big jump. So often self-discovery often relates to introspection and deep reflection about your life. Doing like a count stock, you take a stock of where you are, where you want to be, and where you're going, and realizing that probably there's more out there for you. And then how do you get there? Sometimes before the time you're supposed to start, you should have started earlier. So let's say you're supposed to start next month. It means you're going to be doing the work in order to achieve those things 2 months earlier. And to be honest, it's not an easy thing. It's not a walk in the park. There are going to be challenges, but there's something about drive. If you have an internal drive, it's going to propel you to want to do more, to want to get more out of life, basically, in general. And be honest, there's also sometimes it's good to go solo. Sometimes you need a community. But the thing is that before you get community, you need to start on your own. How would your community find you? No, think about it. How would your community find you? How would your community find you if you are not a reflection of the community itself? Think about it. We mirror each other, right? We are all mirrors. We reflect, we're reflections of who we are. Your people will find you when you are doing the things your people do. So in order to get motivation, sometimes you need to get your internal motivation. If you're a praying person, that I am as well, you need to be able to put this in prayer to God, who what you worship, and let the universe guide you. So what are the things I used to do? One of them is mindfulness. For mindfulness, I'm still working on that because I do a lot of let me say the former place I used to do a lot of walking in the parks, because there are 2 parks right in my I miss, let me say, I don't want to use miss yet. I adore that space, that apartment. It was right in the middle of the park. There's a fountain right in front of the park, and then the 2 fountains, as a matter of fact. The apartment, the building was right in the middle of the park. So if you go forward, there is a fountain like 10 to 15 minutes ahead, and if you're right behind my backyard, like just 5 minutes walk, there's like a river. So I could go there any time of the day, sometimes at night, for walks, for the view, to take pictures of the scenery that I will never post, that I never posted. And so that was the way I always did self-reflection. Some people also believe in manifestation. I believe in prayers. I believe in both. Right? I believe in prayers more, but I feel like if you are inclined for a change and you're disciplined enough to walk through it, do a lot of research. There's a lot of research on the things you want to do, and ask questions. The thing is that people have already done the things you want to do, or they are currently doing it. Universe will always find a way to push people through you, or you go find them. There's a way how God does these things, right? So always remember that personal growth is a journey, and that it's about embracing the process, and every chapter is about celebrating. Let's talk about celebrating. Me, I'm a big celebrator. Let's talk about celebrating the little steps, the baby steps, yeah? So I remember I got myself a cake this year for the 5-year anniversary of my fitness journey, and I bought myself ice cream for completing a task on the goal, the big goal that I have, that it's about the personal growth. At times that I would write, I buy myself a sweet or lollipop just to tell myself thank you, because those little achievements are the ones that make the big ones. I'm leaning towards the Chinese proverbs gradually. I want to know a lot more about Ikigai. The next book I'm buying is the title is Ikigai. When I read about it, I'm going to share more about it with you. But there's one part I do slightly know about, is that you encourage yourself by rewarding little achievements, and before you know it, it goes a long way to get you where you are. To be honest, I as an overachiever and a person who wants things to always be perfect, excuse me, when you are hypervigilant for years and you always have to work fast, at I don't know if it makes any sense when you do activities on iPad. So learning now that you can actually even achieve more on your normal inclined energy is beautiful. It's beautiful to say the least. So I'm trying to dive into Ikigai, and I'm going to share more about that with you. But today has been very, very beautiful, and I'm so glad I'm doing this with you today. And let me just see if I run everything through. I don't want to miss any point because it's so important that I share everything with my friends, right? And to be fair, I've just been speaking from my heart. There's still so much I want to talk about, but as time unfolds, I'm going to share my experiences, especially about the plant. When the plant roots are now squashing in the plant pot, the best thing is to remove it and put it in a bigger pot. We are humans like plants, right? Sometimes we need to expand. It's just part of life. We need to expand, and that's where personal growth comes in. Whatever you're trying to achieve in your personal journey in life, either you want to start a YouTube channel, a podcast, the content, you want to change jobs, start a family. We're also going to talk about waiting, the waiting season. And I think I am in right now. So yeah, that's much more about it. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I'm not sure if you saw this cutie here, but yeah, guess what the pod is on here. I try to ensure to remember to wear them because they're super comfy, and yeah. Until the next episode, talk to you again. Mwah. I used to throw kisses in the audio podcast season 1 to 3. If you listen to them, you know I do this a lot. Now there's a visual representation of that. See you.